Well, teams don't have enough pitching, and I think that's the biggest issue of all. But boy, you look at who's still left in the Final Four, if you will, in Major League Baseball. It's bombs away. Texas, Houston, Rangers lead that series 2-1. Philadelphia tracking into Arizona this afternoon. They were up 2-0, and it's like home run derby watching the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, they hit 6 home runs in the first 2 games against Arizona. They have 15 home runs in the last 4 games of the playoffs.
Wow.
And they got 19 home runs in October in postseason.
Amazing.
Bombs away. And they're hitting them at home. They're hitting them on the road. Doesn't matter who they're batting against. They're just slugging. And then lost in all the conversation because everybody's enamored with every Bryce Harper at bat. And everybody pays attention to Schwarber and his 197 batting average and his 50 home runs. And everybody looks at that Philadelphia lineup and says, God, there's nobody to pitch around. Lost in the conversation is Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola and a really dominant bullpen. This is a complete Philadelphia Phillies team that they've put together. Texas, good frontline pitching, a lot of bats. Not sure that they should have started Max Scherzer in that third playoff game. But, I mean, he hung in there, but he did exit giving up 5 runs in 4+ innings. He had just come off a month-long stay on the disabled list. I'm still waiting, though, for Houston to erupt because they have not really done it against the Ranger pitching staff. And, you know, the Astros they got a big bat in Yordan Perez. He's ailing a little bit. They got Bregman. They got Altuve. They got the great veteran Jose Abreu. They've got Kyle Tucker, who's been in a terrible, terrible slump over the last calendar month, but yet they're sending him out there to play in right field. So you got Texas against Houston. So your thoughts, home run derby, Phillies, Arizona, D-backs have a chance. Your thoughts, can Houston actually make it a series here with them being down 2-1?
Well, you just said the Phillies are already up 2-0 in game 3 against.
No, they're up 2-0 in the series.
Oh, 2-0 in the series. But it just seems like every time I turn on the television, if I don't catch the Philly game right away,
it's gone. Balls are going out.
Yeah, immediately they're up like 1-2 runs in the first inning every game. So, yeah, this team is loaded. And, you know, his friend of mine here in Poway, his name's David Leland. He's another podcaster, great guy. And he commented about Arizona saying, hey, now you're not facing the Dodgers with like a decimated pitching staff. You're going up against Philly in Citizens Bank Ballpark where those fans just go crazy and it's so loud and it's a big time pitching staff. So Arizona, man, I mean, as much as I love to see them do well, they're not going to be able to catch up to the Phillies.
You look at that lineup, brotherly love bombers. Holy cow. Everybody can hit home runs in Philly.
The brotherly love bombers and the brotherly love shove for the Eagles. And then, the Astros, I just keep rooting for them to lose every time. Those cheaters, I want them to go down. I remember when Scherzer was coming off the injured list, they were saying he was available for the bullpen. Then suddenly he was starting. So Bochy probably thinking, hey, I've got this guy as a Hall of Famer. I may as well wheel him out for game 3 because, I mean, who else did he have?
Well, it's a big issue. Ed Martin Perez, he had a 3rd and 4th starter he could have gone to, and he's going to go to them now. I was just a little surprised that they took him out of the bullpen sessions after a month on the disabled list and gave him the ball and said start. Now, he's a competitive cat. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of dog in that guy. And he hung in there, but he was not vintage Max Scherzer as we knew. So with Fans Forum underway, I'll throw this curveball question out to those of you on our live stream. Padre fan, do you think if the Friars had made the playoffs, they'd still be playing now? Would they be facing the Phillies in the National League Championship Series again? John?
That's a great question. Well, first of all, the answer is no, because they kept bombing and choking and underachieving all year.
They ran out of pitching, too.
And they ran out of pitching, and then they run out of catchers and everything else. But, you know, if in order for the Padres to be where the Diamondbacks are this year, they would have had to essentially repeat what they did the previous year. I don't know if they would have been able to do that because they were kind of, you know, it was like MacGyver at the end with, you know, duct tape and baling wire to kind of hold the thing together. So yeah, who knows? I mean, but still, like we talked about last time, the Phillies have all the swag, all the energy that we thought the Padres were supposed to be this year.
The correct phrase is the Phillies and Bryce Harper are everything that Manny Machado and the Padres are not.
There you go.
Sorry, it's insulting, but that's the facts, Jack. Here's a sidebar question.
Okay.
If the Dodgers had gotten to this series, if the Dodgers had not gone 1 for 21 with their top 2 bats and had the meltdown with their starting pitching, if the Dodgers had gotten into the round with the Phillies, what do you think that series would have been like?
Same result. Because while the hitting would have been better with the Dodgers, assuming Mookie and Freddie, came off the, kind of rose from the dead, they still have all those young kids pitching, Pepio and Stone and Miller. And most likely those bombers are going to tee off. Castellanos will probably still be getting 2 home runs a game.
Yeah, so you don't think the kids would have done well in home run derby?
Doubtful.
Okay, so we got baseball playoffs to talk about.